Hey, True Believers England team here, and I see that everybody and their brother has seen this show, except for me. So the bird heard me talking, so now he hears me. He wants to be a part of the show. So, okay, everybody else has seen it. I have not. I was out with Gail. It's date night, but she's downstairs with her mama. So I am going to be watching this and talking to you guys until she comes upstairs, or until, of course, the episode's over. The sad thing is I haven't seen any spoilers. At least that much is good, but I haven't seen anyone really saying anything good about it either. So yikes. So that is the bad part. I don't know. I'll find out, I guess. But here's the thing: when I do these live streams, I'm not one of these like these people you see. Oh my gosh! I can't believe it. Ooh, I don't lose my crap over TV or movies. Very rarely have I ever been like, oh my god, I can't believe they did that. So that's not the kind of reaction I'm gonna have now. Also, the only other thing I guess I would say is that I obviously can't show too much of this because of copyright reasons. So it'll be on and off as we go. So bear with that as well. And VENKMAN, hello, how you doing? I was going to invite you, but you'd already seen it. So I didn't know if you wanted to sit through it again, especially considering you would have to keep your mouth shut so I could actually enjoy it. That being said, let's get this thing going. I'll be actually surprised if it allows me to. Okay, all the sound's up. Everything is good. I don't know how it's going to work with it sharing to 2 channels though. So we'll see. And we're buffering, and we're buffering, and we're buffering, and some flashing light sequences or patterns may affect photosensitive viewers. And we're buffering, and we're buffering. Oh, great. This is going to be, it's going to lag. Maybe I should drop one, one of the channels. Goodness. Yeah, it's not even going. Hold on just a second. We are experiencing technical difficulties. Yep. There we, okay, let's see what happens if we remove it. We'll save the changes, and let's see if it works now. And we're lagging, and we're lagging. Oh, great. This is going to be how it is. Hold on just a sec. I'm going to jump on in here, VENKMAN. If this is the case, then we're going to have to talk. And here you go. Come on in, man. Alrighty, so I hit the live and I hit the go, and it is just not working. My goodness gracious. What is going on here? I have no idea. So maybe I won't be able to do this. Now, yeah, it's saying I can't even connect to I can't even connect to my Disney Plus. Here I am. I'm thinking I'm going to watch their new show, but they're not allowing me to. So let's see. Here we go. All righty, finally. Finally, we're cooking with gas. Dun, dun, dun. So they start off with a few bars from the okay, I see it. They're going to replay. They're playing the bit from in-game. Okay. So here's the thing: we've seen this part before. It should all be through Loki's eyes, from beginning to end. Okay. And still the in-game scene. Hey, buddy. What's up?
Not much.
All right. Yeah, it just finished the in-game scene, and it's going on to its little Marvel thingamajigger. This time, though, I didn't see a lot of Thor. Like a lot of times when it goes through its Marvel intro,
yep,
all the comics that go by are whatever comic book you're about to watch the movie of.
I had to skip. I had to skip intro, so I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't mind so much because I actually like to see if I can identify whatever comic book is flashing by
I watched
or whatever.
it at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's why
it's a little bit different. Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, yeah, and bear with me now. I know you've seen this, but don't spoil too much. Okay. All righty. Well, I come from a land from a far away place. It's barbaric, but hey, it's home. All righty. Gobi Desert in Mongolia. It's going to be one of those like the Iron Man and, well, actually Endgame, I think. No, it's Civil War that went, poof, we're in Russia. Poof, we're in. I think that's just a Marvel trope. They have to have the big letters across in the most simple font of all time. Okay, so here's the weird thing. You've got Loki in the desert, and it's very much like Iron Man after he crash landed. Okay. So that is very interesting.
What part are you at now?
Well, okay, yeah, I was about to say he just landed in front of the Mongolians, and one thing I really thought I like this, by the way, is that the first thing he did was he got to higher ground.
Yeah, on the rocks.
Yeah, well, it's a character bit because he's able to basically I'll just stop it while we're doing this. Basically, by going onto the top of the rocks, he's saying, I am above you all. I am better than you. And I want, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to do this. This might actually be longer than the regular show, but anytime I want to talk about it, I'll stop it for a little bit.
Go ahead.
But yeah, and that's a really cool character moment, I think. You know, that they actually stop because he feels he's above basically most every other creature. So
now after this scene plays out, I want to get your experience of what you feel about the lady there in the middle there, because we're getting mixed reactions as far as some people liked her and some people didn't like her.
Okay, about okay, I just rewound it to the part where I started talking. Okay, so let me get back and I'll tell you after the scene plays out. The time variant authority
established by Walt Simonson. With Tom DeFalco and
yeah, hold on. Okay, that is kind of funny. Oh, it's still going. Oh, okay, I get it because she slowed down time.
Yes.
That is some funny okay. All righty. Okay, so here's the problem. And I'll tell you what. Let me and this is where we are, by the way, at this point in time. So Okay, yes, I understand the time variant. You said introduced by Tom DeFalco. It is a comic book thing. Where were they in Endgame?
Yep.
Are they going to explain this later? And I know you can tell me right now, but don't. But that would be the main question. Because they literally took 10 seconds. 10 seconds of him trying to lord it over the Mongols, and he's she steps out. 10 seconds. That's how quickly. They would not have gotten out of the alleyway in Endgame if this person. So at some point in time, they have to explain why they didn't do that for Endgame.
And I understand this version of Loki is not like you would be in the comics. He wouldn't, this one is overly, well, I guess he's somewhere over cocky, but they add more camp to this. They kind of tone him down a little bit. So the comedy aspect to him is pretty much added to since Ragnarok.
Well, I would suggest in any way, shape, or form, whenever you're watching a movie, whenever you're watching a TV, always accept that as its own medium, its own thing.
Yes.
You're not going to get the same character across different.
Well, yeah,
you're just not.
Of course, I definitely know that. And this Loki has been like since Disney's always done it. Even with the cartoons, they've turned him more into a kid-friendly Loki.
Well, they kind of did that in the comics these days as well.
Yeah,
I'm hitting play.
Go ahead.
Sorry, gang, I can't share everything because but she's fine so far. I don't know what else is going to happen with her, but
I get that Roz feeling from Night Court.
Roz, yeah, she seems to me like she's a discount Amanda Waller.
That too, but taller.
Okay, so we've seen this in the previews.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, so yeah, there's some interesting gadgets for time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so. What part are you at now? Are you at the?
Say again.
What part are you at now with Loki?
Okay, right now they just entered. He tried to get away. He tried to escape, and he's going into an elevator. I should be more vocal, and I apologize.
Okay.
And he's standing in front of what looks like a robot with 4 arms, which I guess is going to grab him in just a little bit. Yep.
What's funny though is that scene where he gets punched. He said he was on Jimmy Kimmel last night. He said, "I just blew raspberries," and then he slowed it down. That's there you go. 3 years of acting.
Okay. And now we've got a naked Loki. No, oh, that was kind of cool. He just drops through the floor and he's got an outfit on in front of a cat.
Yeah, it's very Jetsons.
Yeah. That is kind of funny. This is yeah.
Non-stop jokes. I'll say about this.
Okay, so it's a comedy more than
not. I wouldn't say comedy. It's well, it's Marvel. Marvel has comedy, but they also have seriousness. Look at Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, a lot of times they undercut the seriousness with way too many jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, I'm doing this on the Disney Channel. I should have done this on I Love Comics, so there's actually views, but I need to do something for this channel, right?
Yep. Every little character in here is like it's just an annoying part, which I love, and it just Loki's so arrogant, and it brings him down a peg each time.
It would be nice though. They have to show him powerful.
Yes, that's the thing. If you're gonna have him being weak, it either has to be because he's allowing you to do it, or he's gonna be allowed to have his revenge.
Like when he gets his bearings and everything, we've got to we have to see the God of Mischief. We have to see why he was as formidable in the first place.
Yep. But I gotta say though, the whole capture thing, this reminds me of Thor Ragnarok with Thor.
Yeah. Oh, so he's going through the hallway. He's going through. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get to this. Yeah, you get to this scene with the take the ticket. I love it.
I like that. Like a bank, they've got the big he's waiting online for something at Disney World
or the DMV. Take a ticket. The guy before him didn't take the ticket. He's like, "What am I? Am I at a deli?" I love it. And Loki just walking through there.
Yeah.
Like I said, then you see the little Marshall there.
Oh my gosh, it's the DC Bullet. She used to have a name, the DC Bullet. I forgot what it was.
But
yeah,
that's Tara Strong does the voice acting for this.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yep. It's a lot of light bulbs to change up there on the ceiling, though. But this is how they explain the kids, a little animated.
Right, of course, yeah. And to adults who don't know.
Which is cool, though. It's like those 1950s.
Hold on, let me actually. Okay. Okay, so they explain that these guys created the timeline. Loki goes off of it. He's a variant, and their idea is to keep the timeline going. So basically, this is the TV show that sets up What If.
Yes.
Okay. Because at some point in time is going to be destroyed. And everything is open and ready to go.
It's the 1960s kind of animation, though, right?
Yep.
Which is cool.
Can we watch Battlefield Earth instead? Hey, some of us haven't seen this yet. Because Dalton, look 2 spaces up. I didn't send a link because at first I thought I was going to watch this by myself. But yeah, you can come on if you want. Just remember, I haven't seen it yet, so no spoilers. That is a lot of light bulbs.
I know, right? Ticket, sir.
If
Loki's reaction is priceless. I love it. It's like, where's the ticket?
That is funny. It's like, oh my gosh, where's my ticket? That is actually a good play off of that's a good play off the no ticket thing from Indiana Jones. Have you seen this already, Dalton?
I have, yes.
Okay, remember, no spoilers. This is my first time. Old Man Reacts. This is what's going on right here. Yeah.
I just wanted to add to the point you made earlier about this setting up for What If. It's also setting up for Doctor Strange and Ant-Man 3.
Okay, so we're in 1549, Aix-en-Provence, France.
Pay attention because there are clues in here.
Owen Wilson as an old man looks weird.
Right?
Look at the character he's playing when you get a chance to. The combo character, he looks just like it.
So this is Kang's doing right here?
No spoilers.
Don't tell me.
Would require spoilers.
Okay, here's the thing. Not only would he have to, all he would have to do though, it's kind of funny that this is a TV thing. He wouldn't just have to be able to speak the language. He would have to speak the language of the time.
Yeah.
Like
Because,
you could go along, you could go even back into America's history, and you might not be.
yeah. 15th century English was not English as we have it now.
Right.
And the same is true of medieval French. It's not the same French as you're going to learn in a French class.
So is everybody throwing out their Mephisto things here? All their so you have a theory?
No, it's not. No, it's not yet another red herring for Mephisto.
Okay, so by the way, this kid would also be going witchcraft. Ah!
Well,
Look at his teeth.
I mean, he is Loki, so far.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Somebody gave him kablooey gum.
You know,
I mean, if she shouted witchcraft, would she really honestly be that far off? It is a Norse, god. So
Yeah, the stuff that they have in their hands, they would appear like gods to the people of 1549.
what's he got there? It's a Nintendo 2 controller. It's almost like Atari, almost a little bit too. There's a wooden grain on it.
yeah, I love the like timeless mixed retro thing that's going on at the TBA. It's one of the best things about the show.
Yeah.
But you saw the stained glass with Mephisto?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's not.
This is where
It's
we are
not.
right now, gang. We're at the 3-minute 26-second mark. If you want to join and just have a good time with it. So far, so okay. I mean, I'm not hating it. I'm not disliking, but it's not exactly woo. A lot of jokes, fun time travel. If you go forward or backwards 24 hours in time, you would appear 24,000 miles away in space, away from Earth. So now it's Loki all along for all the ills of the MCU. Well, I don't know yet, Maranya. No spoilers.
Although someone make that a parody, I want that. I want Loki all along. That needs to be a thing now. Also, since they're not doing a WandaVision season 2, can we get an Agatha all along series, please? I want that too.
So see, I would be calling BS on this too, because if it wasn't supposed to happen, then why did it?
Yeah, but
Here's the thing. What they said was the Avengers was supposed to happen. So they were supposed to go back in time. They were supposed to grab the Tesseract. Everything happened except for he made his escape. So if he announced his own escape, then who did? Because what we saw was the Incredible Hulk bursting through the door. Boom.
You asked me not to spoil. So
Okay, I'll keep an eye on it.
Wait, watch the court scene. You watch it up.
Yeah, Maranya, yeah, there is that.
Okay. Yeah, see, I do call BS on this. Things happen. Okay, yep. But if you're talking about a timeline, if it happened, then it was supposed to happen.
Well, but because of the weird quasi-multiversial way that time works in the MCU, apparently not.
But then it. So I guess later in the episode, we're going to see someone had affected and made it so the Hulk ended up there at the doorway at the exact right moment. Because I'm telling you, I am on Loki's side on this one. But then again, I was on the bad guy's side in Titanic as well. You know, you do what you got to do to survive. So
rooting for the iceberg.
No, sorry. Not the iceberg.
No, I know. It's just that was
the
joke that popped into my head.
Everybody thought he was a jerk because he grabbed the kid. She's all I'm all she has. You know, damn straight. That is not bad. That's not a bad visual at all. So everybody look in the background to see what they could find or see what they could see as far as Easter eggs.
Oh, the new rock stars and all the plastic channels were having a field day with it.
I'm pretty sure. That is funny.
But at least they're not yet hinging an entire subplot on things.
Timelines have infinite branching points according to the choices that are made. That's what we all.
Yeah, multiverse theory is a bitch.
Yeah. Okay, so my show. The weird thing is, I tried to find out how much time we're in. And mine still says 3 minutes, 26 seconds. So I was going to share and say, okay, so this is where we are, and this is what time period we're at. But it literally said exactly 3 minutes, 26 seconds still. See?
I think your player might be stuck.
Well, so long as it's showing me the show, I guess that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so long as I don't know. So far, I've heard only bad things about this show.
Seriously, I didn't mind it yet. Of course, if they do the thing that WandaVision did and pin an entire subplot on a joke that goes nowhere, and then blame the audience for getting invested in it, then I might start wanting.
And Maranya, talking about the infinite timeline, says in one universe, Englentine still has a full head of hair. Thank you, Maranya. I was feeling good about myself for a while, but I got put back in place.
And he's single too.
To be fair, because of the many worlds interpretation, you can literally think counter universes into existence. So if you don't like a universe that you spawn by your choices, you can literally conjure a universe from thin air and destroy it. That's what I do a lot when I think of possibilities I don't like.
All right, are they going to give me a bunch of exposition here? Because where we are right now is Owen Wilson's character and Loki are sitting down. And he basically, he's just laying out, this is what I want from you.
This is a scene that I like.
He says, basically, he knows that he's going to try to betray Owen Wilson.
Because it's Loki.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah. Hopefully you like this better than I did. I got bored.
So far, so good.
I don't get why everyone is so down on Loki. I liked it. God dang it.
It's like Loki in therapy.
So he's asking him to answer a whole bunch of questions. He says, what do you want? And he says, I want to finish what started. What is it? To be king. And he says, of what? And he says, Midgard.
Good luck with that.
And basically says he wants to rule everything.
Because Loki.
No, that's the way to talk him into something, because he's like, why does somebody with so much range just want to rule?
Yep. Flattery will get you everywhere with narcissistic maniacs with god powers.
Okay, brilliant line. He says nearly every living thing makes the wrong choice, and when given freedom. And so Wilson says, you said nearly every living thing, so I figure you don't fall into that category.
I think Mobius has Loki's number mostly throughout most of this.
Okay, let me share this again, and here's what's going to happen. All right, because there's something going on right here. Alrighty, and the bird is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Of course.
Yay.
Of course.
Okay, so this is where we are right now. Unfortunately, it's not at the 3-minute mark. So where we go. This episode was great, says Nolan Nerd. The exposition that I saw was in the old-timey school film strip. Yeah, we're a little bit ahead of that. I don't know. So far, so good. I don't see what everybody was saying anything about. It's building up character, and that's basically it. I like the face-off between Owen Wilson and Loki. A lot. I think it's better than what we've seen before, because Loki faced down the Avengers. You don't want to break him down to nothing, because that negates the danger of what we've seen before. But when you have them, when you have somebody who, look, in the situation you're in now, you're not much, because we've got things to handle you with. But in other situations, you're a dangerous individual. When you've got somebody treating him like that, I think it's much better.
It's almost like a let me help you help me sort of situation.
Yeah. All right. Let me give it a start, and I'll try to narrate what's going on a little bit better as we go forward. All righty. Okay. Obviously, I got to stop because of copyright issues.
Mm-hmm. The introduction video reminded me a little bit of Jurassic Park, the little explainer they did.
So the first thing that comes up when he says your greatest hits is, I'll have that drink now, and Owen Wilson offers him a drink.
I'm telling you, I think Mobius has Loki's number throughout all of this show, and it's awesome. Because the only thing a schemer should be afraid of is another person who knows how to scheme.
Oh, I love that. I love that line right here. He just says he's showing him all the evil things he's done, and he says, for a man who was born to rule, you sure do lose a lot. And it shows him, do you enjoy hurting people? It shows him, you know, with the explosions and all, and he goes, I'm a god, and he says, of what? And he goes, of mischief. He goes, and he says, "Look at your smile here." When you know, oh no, he says something about taking eyeballs, and he says, "Look at your smile here. You're enjoying that." And when he says he's a god of mischief, he says, "This doesn't look so mischievous." I like that line.
He basically insults him the whole entire time. So it seems like.
This is what happens when you think you're the smartest person in the room and you find somebody else who is the smartest person in the room.
And this is where it went wrong for me.
Looking at his escapes. Are you watching along?
Yeah, I am. It's just the
Okay, cool.
You recognize
DB Cooper stuff. Yeah, well, I know about the DB Cooper thing. I saw it preview.
I felt how it's the reason why he did it makes it fall short.
Oh, let's see. Okay. And he's actually DB Cooper.
Well, I mean, immortal, so why not?
All right. Brother Heimdall, and you better be ready. So are they in on it? That's very interesting. He's DB Cooper. He's jumping out. There you go. And he gets picked up, but the money doesn't go with him. Okay. That is actually okay. So yeah, I'm on his side still, because now they're saying that him going back in time, him doing the DB Cooper thing, was approved by the timekeepers.
It wasn't him going back in time. They actually they were there before Avengers.
Okay.
I just felt that fell short. I did because I lost a bet to Thor. It's like, really? You could have used that for actually part of the actual scheme if you're working for these people, you know? But instead, yeah, these are the joke.
Well, I mean, his entire Raven Detra has been screwing with Thor for the last 1,000 years. I'm sure occasionally
I've got to hold on just a sec.
that.
I got to ask you one thing. No spoilers. I haven't seen it yet. That's why I'm talking about it. No spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind that reason. It shows Thor has a sense of humor. I know, right?
I'm amazed they haven't referenced the story from Norse mythology.
Okay, you got to shorten your sentences during the exposition, man.
Sorry.
They're showing all the Avengers stuff when he was pure villain.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I get this because you don't want to know anybody else is pulling the strings. This isn't supposed to happen. You've got to work hard to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you got to remember this is the Avengers Loki we're looking at. This isn't the Dark World or anything.
No, yeah.
Gone through that, yeah.
Yep.
Loki without development. Which on some level I call BS on the fact that like they've lived for thousands of years and yet the most development either of them have had is the last like decade or so.
Well, that happens all the time. I mean, you know, Star Trek, the movie, the TV show, or anything, they always reference 20th century or Shakespeare, or, you know, they never reference the last 15, 20 years worth of pop culture or anything.
That made a little bit of sense because I can understand like a little bit of a retro nostalgia trip on the part of the future people, but like in the case of Asgardians or the Aesir, it's like you guys have been doing this for thousands of years and just now you're getting the hang of character development. What?
So he just showed Loki how his mother dies.
Yeah.
And he is not liking it.
I can't imagine. It's not nice.
The time twister loops you, not the furniture. Yeah, we got to show the famous Avengers scene. But why would I get it? He wants to show that, but I would still think it would be from his perspective. That's the one thing I think we're seeing it from the camera's perspective, from the audience's perspective. It would be something, though, if we were watching this from his eyes and his perspective.
His reactions.
You know, especially considering they're showing his bits of his life. I get it. It's easier just to replay scenes from the Avengers, but that's not how he saw the world.
Well, it's also maybe the timekeepers are watching the events of the MCU, and so they have a view very similar to us.
The timekeepers are the watchers. See, even if this ended up being the watchers and they were showing their recordings, that would be one thing. He's invisible? He stole his little timey jigger thing.
Yep.
That's our Loki. Bum ba dum ba dum bum. Ding.
Keep watching.
That's my plan.
Ignore Dalton. Just keep watching.
That is my plan. I also don't get the annoyance with the woman character. She's the Amanda Waller bit, so she's supposed to be the grumpy Gus.
There's people who just don't like a strong woman.
The judge?
Not the judge. Well, not the judge, but the woman.
No, the police officer.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Her, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize people were whining about her.
People whine about everything.
What's a fish?
Yeah.
What's a fish? So yeah, Loki finds his way into the office where the Tesseract was, and he says, "Give me the Tesseract or I'll get you like a fish." And the guy's like, "What's a fish? I've been living here for my entire life." Things on the background, I thought it might be appropriate for what we're watching here.
Yeah.
Wait a second, what?
There you go.
You got a lot of them?
This is where his mind explodes.
So, okay, no, I get this. I get this because if they deal with time, but they deal with variants and they deal with different timelines, then they might come across multiple Infinity Stones.
Yes, and they use them as paperweights.
because in that particular area, they're not powered. So the Tesseract should have no power as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what they're trying to explain to us.
Magic doesn't work in their pocket dimension.
Yeah, which I want to know who did the TVA's warding.
Oh, now he's got it. Now he's got it. Because if that's the case, then this is the greatest power in the universe. He just said it.
The time variance authority is the greatest power in the universe.
And Loki is nothing but a liquid to power.
Yep. So now he wants to know how he can control where he is.
Yep.
Because
that's our Loki.
that is exactly how I would play it too. As soon as I found that out, I would be like, okay, how do I become the boss of this place? Because if you want power, if you want the king, and that's what he wants to be, he wants to be the ruler of all. He doesn't want to have anything to do with what he knows is reality now. He would want to be able to do this. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have megalomaniacal tendencies, and I understand why and what and how you might want to go about ruling.
Well, especially if he's cut off from all of his other powers. Like, being a magician cut off from magic is just one.
Oh,
like,
hold on just a sec. Let me pause right here. And this is where we're at right here. I don't know exactly the time because for some reason mine stopped at 3:26. But I also want to go. I also want to go and talk to a little bit about the comments because I've kind of ignored them as I've been watching the show. I do apologize, guys. Because right here I'm seeing, yeah, she was on a definite power trip. I don't think the woman is on it. She's just doing her job. Her job is very, her job is very black and white. You either comply or you got to go because we can't have you messing up the timeline.
The whole show relies on you can believe that Loki is so maniacal, so arrogant, he allows himself to be captured.
No, this Loki is so maniacal and so arrogant.
Yeah.
The one that we're dealing with by the end game, he's the one that's had more conversations with his brother. He's the one that's gone through all the change. Yeah. This is the one that went to Thanos to get an army so he could rule Midgard. Yep. This is the egomaniacal Loki that we're used to. This also, I'm going to address something. This doesn't negate 10 movies worth of negate, the 10 years worth of movies, as Marania's saying, because those stones are not from our time and not timeline. Imagine if you did use one of the stones to create another timeline, they come in, they destroy whatever, boom. I can actually see the Infinity Stones being the cause of most of the time industry things.
You would need a significant amount of power to even mess with the timeline to begin with. So
so they might go, okay, people with these stones, they might actually just go, okay, we found a stone, we should bring it in. That it doesn't negate it. It just explains that this is what happens in this series, and so forth and so on. The one thing it still doesn't explain is that why did they said that the Avengers was supposed to have happened, them traveling through time. So it's not the traveling through time bit also that is the problem. That also explains why Doctor Strange can use the time stone when he needed to. So in my opinion, they've covered all of the bases.
It's about the orthodoxy of the timeline. We need to stick to this one timeline, otherwise everything goes to hell. And here's
the problem, and here's the problem with it, and here's the problem. God bless you, Marani. I love you. I love you. Okay, we're just disagreeing on something, but here's the problem. We're thinking comic book. We've got the comic books in our head. And with the comic books, we're reading What Ifs and Elseworlds at the same time. We're reading Batman. They're traveling from one dimension to the other all the time very easily. We haven't seen it be that easy to travel from one dimension to another and all sorts of stuff like that in the Marvel Universe. So there's an infinite number of Infinity Stones, yes, but getting to them
is another matter entirely.
Now, this is the way I would play it. And this is just to see Thanos had to go on a huge search to find these time stones.
Yeah, it took
and it
however
wasn't
many
like,
decades and whatnot.
yeah, and we once the stones were gathered, and this is something that if you remember in the Age of Ultron, Thor brought up. We've got 2 stones that have been brought forth. There's a gathering of the stones. Something's going to happen. This is not something that has happened too often before, because it was big enough for somebody who's lived thousands of years to go, oh, wait a second, some shit's going down. Because
This is going to be a problem. Oof.
Yeah.
Says the God of Thunder.
So in each different timeline, there might be the Infinity Stones, but they're not sitting around waiting for somebody to put on a glove and go. There's just spread out among those timelines. And what I'm thinking is, and this might just be me writing their story for them, what I'm thinking is that when somebody uses one of these stones to affect the timeline or in a way that is not supposed to have happened based on the timekeeper, whatever's, that's when they go and they bring it back and maybe even take the stone out of that particular reality. But that's what I'm getting at.
And here's another thing to remember. It takes almost celestial power to even hold the freaking things most of the time. So that's another thing to keep in mind.
My question is, what happens if I take those Infinity Stones and I go through one of those portal doors? Do I have like infinite power then?
Yeah.
Over one aspect of one universe.
Yeah, it would be just that universe. It's been established.
It's
been established already in the comics, even that one group of stones cannot work in another universe.
Yeah.
You'd have to know what universe a particular set of stones was from, get all the ones from that particular universe, and then go to that universe.
I wonder if that would kill the universe if you put 2 Infinity Set stones in the same spot in the universe.
All right. So Nola's saying it sucks that people want to see everything through identity politics lens. I don't think I would ever watch anything out, but I don't see that so far. I know we're about halfway through at the very least.
You're also different.
Okay, hold on just a sec. I saw her as Amanda Waller type. Yeah, me too. Nola's saying also each group of Infinity Stones only works in their respective universe, which is what we were talking about. He could grab those stones and find each time they work in and have a ball. The Avengers followed the one path that Doctor Strange saw then. And Nola Nerd says the channel Heels versus Babyface as hated this episode and made his mind up about the whole series in 50 minutes. It's a freaking shame.
I hate when people do that.
Look, you know that's going to happen. Look, I like Gary as a person, but I'll guarantee you that NERDROTIC channel is going to be having a field day with this. He did already? Yeah. Okay. See, I didn't know that. I've been out all day, and the first thing I did coming home is set up this live stream. I had no idea he did that, yet I know he would do that.
Yeah, because Crowdy runs in, unfortunately, he doesn't help.
Because hating on shit gets more views than not. If I put old man or I put reaction video, if I put holy crap, this sucks on this video, it's going to get more views. It's just the way it is.
My only pet gripe with this is when he is being shown, like, almost scared. Morbius is basically saying him is like, hey, it's like, why do you gotta be such a dick, and just pointing out all his flaws and things. I'm like,
Loki.
I don't want him to have a redemption arc, so shut up, let him be a villain.
Well, he did already. He already had a redemption arc.
Yeah,
that's the thing. This is the guy who has yet to be redeemed.
Yes, and so let him stay evil.
It might be nice. It might be nice, but yeah, we've already seen him have his redemption arc through Avenger or Thor through Endgame was Loki's Loki's redemption. Okay, let's get back to the show. All right.
Yeah. Resume.
Okie dokie. Here we go.
Just make sure you stop sharing.
Oh, I'm still sharing.
Okay. And we're gone.
Yeah, important. And we're in. We have been taken down by YouTube's own personal TVA. We violated the sacred the sacred copyright rules.
Yeah, that was actually Anthony Hopkins' death in Thor Ragnarok was pretty good scene, and they didn't destroy it with an immediate joke. That was one of the only scenes that they were allowed to have the weight sit for a little bit.
Yeah. They never used Anthony Hopkins well, though. I'm sad.
Hmm.
Look, I gave you some seeds.
He's gonna see his death, and it'll be like, wait, what?
That is an amazing question, Tree Rock Creations.
And this might get you to go, wait a second, what? That is actually, that's very powerful. Him watching his own death. One thing a lot of people had theorized is, of course, Loki somehow faked it.
No.
And you kind of get the feeling just right now that no, indeed, he did not. This is it. Oh, shoot. Yes, if you are a movie projectionist, you know that what we just saw was the end of the film. That's it. That's the Marvel Universe saying, you know what? As of now, he's dead.
Yep.
For the main timeline's Loki, yep, that's curtain folks. Thank God for variants.
Let me know when you're done watching. You can pause.
Okay, so we've got Amanda Waller coming after him. They're in the same room. Unfortunately, it was spoiled. Oh, okay. And so he backs her up in time. And I guess she's going to walk through the door again. Hello. Oh. So wait. So they don't return until you hit the thing. That is an interesting.
I love how he reverses the grip on her, hold. He's a weak little guy. You wouldn't expect that. But he's like, I pick up, things. He's smart.
He's still a guy. I mean, our musculature, a woman's got to be much bigger in order to be able to overpower us. This guy says he was going to turn me into a fish.
That scene with him with her makes up for earlier scenes where it's like, because this player okay, Loki, when are you gonna do your thing?
And he has. Yeah, I know this. Yeah, that is. You're right, because it shows that and that's what I was saying. You can't just bash your main character over and over and over again, or after a while, it's going to be like, wait a second, what's going on here?
So 40 minutes in, it's finally seeing him actually standing up and being actual Loki. Like, you know what? Screw you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's been scheming this entire time, though. That's the thing. Sometimes, the interesting thing about schemers is they scheme all the time.
I love like he's playing. She's like, stop. He's like, what does this do? Oh, sorry. Am I doing this?
Yeah, let me put on a pause so I can actually, because we're at what looks like a dramatic scene. All right.
That's the whole thing. He's like,
you guys have seen this. I haven't. So you know what? I'll watch it with Gail after, but so I could get the whole story. But I'm missing some stuff. Okay, so he tells Owen he doesn't enjoy hurting people. So he says he hurts people because it's part of the illusion. All righty. That is something, because he actually refers to himself as weak. He says it's a desperate play for the weak to inspire fear. You cause violence.
Yeah.
I can think of a few political movements that describes pretty well, but we won't go there.
Huh. Have you noticed an oddity with the devices with the TVA in terms of the MCU? All that they're the same color. That device seems to put people into literal timeout out of the main timeline. Oh. We are in Salina, Oklahoma. The year is 1858. Oh, that was the year that Gale was born.
I will
know you English.
I will remember you.
Alas, poor Eglantine, I knew him well.
He's coffin bound now.
Okay, so the time soldiers find something from the 33rd millennium. Okay. I keep expecting to hear somebody say, okay, and now use harsh language. Okay, so the soldiers just got burned and they're getting their butts kicked by the mysterious cloaked man. Alrighty.
It's Luke Skywalker.
Okay, yeah, I guess so.
Wrong,
so now we're
wrong multiverse.
They're all
and then we got our main credits thing going on here.
This is a Disney Infinity live action.
Well, actually, no. Marvel currently does have rights to the Star Wars comics, so if they felt like it, they could. Actually,
yeah, they could have a crossover.
See if
so there you go.
So we don't. They're not really know. They don't want to show who is the cloak, but I don't know if you heard exactly what he said about who he wants them to fight against.
No, I didn't. Y'all were talking. That's what I was saying.
Okay, because that's a really big clue. That's a really big thing.
What did they say?
Basically, we're hiring you to take out yourself.
Okay, so Loki is the bad guy going after Loki.
Yeah, evil Loki. There's rumors they're going to have the female Loki in here. So some people are speculating that the cloaked figure is the female Loki.
The female Loki, yeah. Okay, yeah, I know a lot of people got pissed at that, but here's the thing. We've talked about this. It is I did that little live stream thing where we're talking about how by their standards Loki isn't the first of the gender fluid. But he's not even gender fluid. His power is to change. He's a guy.
Shapeshift.
He can change into a woman. He's still a guy.
Yeah. And it's from the original Norse mythology, so it's not even necessarily identity politics.
Same as Mystique, who is a woman who can change into a man if she needed to. So it's not gender fluidity, but they're trying to play it off as that.
And also sex and gender aren't even the same thing in their ideology. But
I don't get it. I don't get the hate. I'm not getting the hate on this one. I don't understand it. I'll watch some videos. I'll watch other people's reviews, but here's my review. This is a character setup. This is the issue of the comic book where we get to know everybody. And in this case, what they did, by the way, think about this. You already know Loki because you've seen everything. Now imagine you're going into Disney Plus. You have no idea who Loki is. So you check this TV show out. This was all about telling you who your main character is. This was a brilliant play to not only get you interested in this one particular show, but maybe now if you don't know who Loki is, more than likely you haven't tried the Avengers or or any of the MCU movies. So now you're going to go check those out as well. This was a good episode for the
synergy.
Yeah, I didn't have any problem with the Amanda Waller character. That no. I don't get the hate on that. She's a strong character. What's the problem? Because I mean, you could say, but she was taking over. She was kicking Loki's ass. Yeah, because she knew what was going on. She knew every inch of where she was, and Loki had no idea. When Loki figured out how to do something, then Loki got the upper hand. But she only had the upper hand when Loki was literally walking around like a chicken with his head cut off, where he knew nothing. Getting mad at that character for that's on you.
No, exactly. And I don't like the MCU Loki, so so I can't hate on it because for it's being what it is. It's meant for people who don't read comics. This whole entire thing with the time variance thing. If I recall correctly, if I'm reading up on it, it was basically meant for Marvel just to reset their universe.
Yeah, it was one of those things.
Was a real brief thing in the 80s, 86, 87.
Yeah, it was something like that, yep.
Yeah, and then it was never mentioned again.
In every movie and show before this, all devices glow blue. This show, it's orange glow. Well, yeah, because a lot of the devices were powered up by the energies they found from the Tesseract. So that was why that's why Hydra's weapons did that, and of course Shield made weapons based on the same thing when they had it. So a lot of the energy in the modern Marvel universe is blue, but they have things to negate that kind of stuff. So yeah,
the only problem with sending a Loki to go kill another Loki, Jet Li's offended now.
Yeah, right.
Well, but here's the other thing. What are you going to do when they inevitably team up to screw you all? Because we all know the only person that loves Loki more than Loki is other Loki. So
have they never seen Time Cop? Two things of the same matter cannot.
I gotta tell you, I like this. I like this better than I liked Falcon and the Snowman. This
Winter Soldier.
Says you. This is a lot better. It's a lot better setup. Like I said in the beginning, the very first episode of Falcon and the Snowman, they had a whole bunch of action, but they never told you who, why, what were their motivations.
Yeah, no, so Falcon and the Winter Soldier was a waste of time.
You get 15, 20 minutes worth of kaboom, kaboom, and you're like, okay.
I did what it's supposed to do. It's set up as Sharon Carter being evil.
There you go. My tinfoil hat says Maranya on sending this Loki out to destroy Lokis. What if Loki that gets destroyed is the real Loki and this agency is villainous and setting up Doctor Strange's movie? Ooh.
Well, I do think the TVA's existence is setting up for Multiverse of Madness, as much as it kind of annoys me, because I always advocate for the parts of the multiverse that Doctor Strange deals with are not parallel universes and alternate timelines, it's alternate dimensions. But that being that rant as it may, it's obvious that they need to set up for Quantum Mania as well.
Let your soul glow. You got the glow, you know.
And they need to set up for What If, and they need to set up for Moon Knight, and they need to set up for Blade. So my tinfoil hat, if you can call it that, is the entirety of Phase 4 basically is setting up for the broader multiverse, so that when they need to bring in characters like, no, they already did Dormammu. And they're bringing him back later, but that's a different story. My thinking is so that when they need to bring in the X-Men or the Fantastic Four or whomever, and when they need to bring in Mephisto for Ghost Rider, if they ever decide to do Ghost Rider again and so on, they'll be able to do that.
You know what the saddest part of all of this is? is that I knew Gary was going to go negative before I even saw one freaking video.
This is why I don't even watch half of Gary's stuff anymore. It's like
come on.
It's exactly like the knee-jerk reaction with the Sandman casting thing. I'm like, sure, 9 times out of 10 when you say these sorts of things, you're going to be right. But in this case, because of the material you're actually working with, it makes no freaking sense.
As far as the Sandman casting thing, of course, you're talking about a lot of people have a problem with the fact that Death was cast with a black woman in the role. Here's the thing: many fans of the Sandman have been waiting now 30 years to see this character brought to life on the big screen. Hold on, you are looking to say something. Let me finish. Unfortunately, the character that they've loved for 30 years is never going to be on the big screen because, and here's the thing, and this is what I'll say. If it happened 10 years ago, if it happened 15 years ago, and they said, well, we want to put a black woman in this, and here's the narrative reason why, I think more people would be go, okay, yeah, I mean, because blah, 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 yada, yada. But there is no narrative reason to for making the Sandman, the Death character in Sandman, black, other than modern day politics say that when you look at this cast of characters, it's way too white, and somebody has to turn, somebody has to be changed, and that's why people are getting upset, because they didn't say narratively we need her to be black, because they're just doing that because modern day politics says that somewhere in there you've got to have you got to have a speck of pepper in your salt shaker, basically.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I can think of 2 decent reasons for this to be a thing.
Keep them short.
Reason number 1, she likes being in her African aspect. Or reason 2, if you want to be really smart about this and not have to do the makeup at all with her, just make it during one of the high cost of living moments where she's mortal. And then boom.
There you go. All righty, gang. So that was our reaction. My reaction seeing it the first time, and their reaction of trying to spoil the out of it while I was trying to watch the
spoil it. What?
We did not.
The only person that spoiled anything was Dragon Ball, and I timed him out for it. I am very much. I should have a banner, no spoilers, going across. You know me. I'm very. I hate spoilers. I hate spoilers. You watched it. You get to watch it. I believe we should.
It's the first day.
Yeah.
That's why I look at it. By Thursday, fair game.
But yeah, there you go. I guess so. It is. Anyway, gang, once again, thanks for hanging out. Wait, what's weird is I get recommended to watch Falcon and Winter Soldier. What's that?
Yeah, the Snowman. They recommend you watch that show.
It's Falcon and the Snowman. Let's see, after Loki and not WandaVision.
So this show is pretty much already established that the Time Variant Authority are the villains because they don't want a multiverse. That's why they're killing off people, because they want to keep one single thing. You're on the path, So So this Loki, they wanted to kill, probably is the one who realized, because who knows, maybe the one that Thanos kills is alive.
Well, so this is going to come out every 3 o'clock every Tuesday to Wednesday, 3 o'clock in the morning every Wednesday. Is that it?
Yeah. Okay,
so I'll try to do one of these every Wednesday if I can.
How many Lokis have they killed, though? My question is, how many other Lokis have died trying to stop them?
Well, that's true. It's only six episodes, so we'll try this. All righty, gang. Once again, thanks for hanging out. And if you're watching this afterwards and you made it this far, by all means, stop by next time as well. Join the conversation. Thank you to Marania and Nola, the 2 that kind of hung around. I kind of blocked out one of our viewers because he spoiled stuff. No spoilers. All righty. As always, though, thank you very, very much for watching, and have a zippity-doo-dah day.